I have to be in Rome about 7 or 8 times a year. I'm always visiting the Church of St. Augustine, where St. Monica is buried, and taking to her the prayers I have for basically all the wandering sheep that I know of and that everybody else has entrusted to me, especially moms and grandmothers who are praying for their wayward sons and grandchildren. So Saint Monica was born in Tagaste in North Africa, modern-day Algeria, and she married young. Even though she was a Christian, she married a pagan whose name was Patricius or Patrick. He was a kind of tough husband, verbally abusive. Her mother-in-law is the paradigmatic mother-in-law that every young bride can't stand, who is constantly critical of her, cantankerous at every turn. So Monica, as a young woman, became a drunk. She used to escape to her basement in order to sort of escape from her troubles through some wine. But she herself eventually converted from that. She recovered some discipline. Her faith grew stronger, and boy, would she need it. She started to pray for the conversion of her husband and her mother-in-law, and it took her 17 years to do that. At the end of her husband's life, he didn't know that he would be dying within a year, but eventually the grace of God penetrated. He became a baptized Catholic, and so did his mother-in-law, whose attitude changed to her daughter-in-law, etc. And so both of them were received into the church to Monica's great delight. But St. Augustine got all angry at God as to how God could have taken his father from this world. And so he, with teenage rebellion, even though he was brilliant, even though the family had really taken care of him, he started in his anger to turn against the God of his mother, but eventually started to sort of taunt his mom. He started to attack her faith and ridicule it. But Monica, with many tears, kept praying for his conversion. She was consoled once by a bishop who said that the object of so many tears surely will not perish. But one of the big points of their story is Monica would never have become Saint Monica unless she had to pray 17 years for her husband's conversion and 15 additional years for her son. Unless she had prayed with so many tears for 32 years, we would never be celebrating her on August 27th. Sometimes the Lord Jesus permits us to suffer and to pray for decades for those closest to us, because not only does he eventually want to give them the gift of conversion, but along the way, he sometimes wants to sanctify those people who love them through that persistence in prayer. And so that's one of the great lessons that St. Monica bears in hope, in this Jubilee of Hope, for all of us who are praying for friends and family members in the 5.5 billion or the 8 billion alive who don't really know Jesus Christ, who don't love Jesus, who don't serve him, who don't follow him, and who aren't spreading love of him.